For as long as I can remember, I've been passionate about people's growth and development, and I see that impact in good organisations that have great people and great potential leaders. I've been an HR practitioner for the last 20 years, so I've been very fortunate enough to have worked with a lot of people and a lot of organisations. I founded CarvinClay because of this passion. I really want to see human resource solutions that are really tailor-made for our environment and that we can get the best out of people. And I urge you all to come to CarvinClay because we provide you with opportunities to do things differently. We're very much up to date with our environment here, and we'll provide you with the best human resources solutions for your business's needs and requirements. I'm Irena. I am the CEO and founder of CarvinClay People Development, and I would like to start your transformation with us today. Give us a call. You can follow me on my social media handles under Irena Sari, for LinkedIn, for Twitter, for Facebook, for Instagram, and you can follow CarvinClay at LinkedIn.
So welcome to the digital launch of a first of its kind product, the Human Capital Africa magazine. My name is Bernard Avle, and today I'll be taking you on a journey which is really through the mind of a visionary coming up with a fantastic product as one of the key outputs of a company called CarvinClay, a leading edge HR and people practice on the African continent. And please be part of this conversation. Anyways, if you're watching us on YouTube or like and share, will be passing throughout within our. Irena Sari is the founder and CEO of CarvinClay. Irene, great to have you today.
Thank you very much, Bernard. Great to be here.
It's an amazing journey you've been on. We'll be talking about that when we come back.
Wonderful.
Before that, we want to take you on a short video to show you a few things about the product we're about to launch and what some of the contributors have said.
Hello, Africa. Good evening from beautiful Accra. My name is Yao Kuono, and I'm here to recommend the Human Capital Magazine Africa to you. If you're a business leader, if you're an HR practitioner, this magazine is for you. In this age of COVID-19 pandemic, things are not the same. There's something called the new normal, and all over industry, it's affected the future of work. How do business leaders manage this? To get adequate information, you need authentic sources like the Human Capital Magazine Africa. I'm aware of the massive work that has gone into producing this magazine, and I have no doubt that the information contained in there is very relevant to today's contemporary business leaders. As a practitioner, human capital management practitioner myself, and an avid communicator, I'm here to recommend this magazine to you. You will get knowledge and interviews from world-class business leaders with a special focus on Africa, which is why this is for you. I'm happy to say that the launch of this magazine brings a new era of information, and I look forward to reading it, and I recommend it to you to also enjoy it. Thank you very much, and share your feedback with the editorial team.
That's a leadership and personal growth coach and a group HR manager for the EIB network. Hey, I've got exciting news for those of you in the leadership and business community. Now, the CarvinClay People Development Company has brought and is bringing to you the maiden edition of the Human Capital Magazine Africa. My God, this is a magazine for you to look forward to. Healthy and intelligent discussions on business and how to drive, the people you have to ensure that your business is set apart for growth. What else do you want but your very own Made in Africa Human Capital Magazine? We all know how important human capital is to any business. And in this magazine, you'll find every solution to all your business problems. So look out for a copy and make sure you get your copy because I will get my copy. Get your copy now.
Welcome back to the launch, the virtual launch of a first of its kind product. I call it the HCMA, the Human Capital Magazine Africa. a flagship product of this avant-garde company called CarvinClay, a leading edge HR and people practice consultancy working on the African continent. You just saw some testimonials from some of the contributors. But let me come to our special guest, Irena. Sorry, Irene, thank you for joining us. Great to have you.
Thank you. It's great. It's honestly great to be here. Great to be here.
For those who don't know you, walk us through your journey. Who is Irena Sari and what have you done before we got to this junction?
Okay, so thanks very much for the question. I like to describe myself as a experienced HR practitioner. I've over 25 years experience.
Wow.
The last 10 years I've been on the continent, and as you can tell, I've spent some time in Europe as well. I've been fortunate enough to work for a number of multinational organisations. So for example, my last position was with Tullow Oil. Before that I worked for Vodafone Ghana. Before that I worked for Standard Bank in South Africa. And then I had various positions in the UK. But I really am passionate about people. I believe that people are our greatest asset, and I think that organisations, we need to nurture our people because the people make organisations. So I'm really passionate about what I do. I like to mentor, I like to develop people as well, and really bring HR into the boardroom. Bring HR to the right conversations at the leadership table.
So you cut across cultures, countries, and also sectors.
Absolutely.
And your focus is to make HR the strategic role it is, not an operational role.
Absolutely.
So talk to me about the journey to become an entrepreneur, because these companies you work for, you were working for somebody.
Sure.
But CarvinClay is different.
Sure.
So why the drive to now start your own thing?
Sure. And it's something I've thought about, Bernard, for a while, I have to say. And there's one thing to think about this, and there's another thing to do this. So I surprise myself sometimes when I sit in this seat. But for me, I want to solve a problem. So my view is, beyond being your own boss and making your own decisions, what problem am I trying to solve? And actually, what I'm trying to do is bring people practice, the right level of people practice, into and on the continent. We've got some companies that are doing amazing things with people in their strategy, and we've got other companies that need a lot of help and support. And I'd like to be the pioneer that comes in and shares with leaders what I've done previously, what's worked. I can really talk from a practitioner's perspective around how I can help. I'm not being a consultant that is doing lots of consultant conversation. I'm talking about what would work and what doesn't work and how I can help companies.
That's interesting. Usually they say rolling stone gathers no moss, but I think in your case, having gone through different experiences, you've gathered some level of insight which you are bringing. So which of the knowledge areas, or what are one of the top 2 things you're bringing into CarvinClay? And walk me through even the name. Sure. So what I'm bringing to CarvinClay, so let me first of all talk to you about the name. Yes.
Carving a piece of wood, moulding clay, is about shaping and moulding us. So if we take you and I'm sure there's been a lot of hands around the moulding of you and your career to date. I know there's been a lot of moulding and shaping for me as well. I want to translate that from people to organizations. So for me, CarvinClay is about moulding and shaping wood clay and translating that from people to organizations. So what does CarvinClay bring? So I think there are a couple of areas. I've been talking to a client recently about transforming HR. I think we all know sometimes we talk about HR as an administrative function, and I can't believe it. In 2020, we're still having that conversation. The reality is we need to move this function on. CarvinClay is very best positioned to help you move your organization from an administrative to a more proactive environment. So that's one of the things that CarvinClay will do. I think the other area is around culture change and transformation. You know, we're seeing a lot now in 2020, I'm sure we'll talk more about it, but it is really about the culture change, the type of organizations we want to work with. We've been challenged this year, and it's made everyone think differently about human resources. So these are 2 of the aspects.
I like carving clay because you mold clay and you carve wood, but I think it's a nice play on words, and It's very powerful. So, and of course, the carving is without a G.
Sure.
So, for those who want to know, so CarvinClay. But is this the same philosophy behind the Human Capital Magazine Africa?
I think so. What was very important to me, I think, as a thought leader, which I consider myself to be, I think it's important not just having articles that say one or two things, but I want to have a space where you can rely on the content and the advice that you're actually getting from CarvinClay. And that's why the Human Capital magazine was birthed. There are a few magazines out there, but I wanted to provide an alternative. I wanted to give rich resources. I wanted us to talk to people that we don't often hear about, that are doing actually amazing things across the continent. I believe that from a people perspective, although culturally on the continent, we're different, we have similarities. And I wanted to showcase that similarity in one place. And I think that we can learn a lot from Nigeria. Nigeria can learn a lot from us. We can learn from Kenya, Uganda, South Africa. And because I've been fortunate enough to work in many of these places, I wanted to bring that together.
So it becomes one of the outlets for the knowledge and the insights that CarvinClay produces. So that if the people can't even engage with you directly by way of, say, coming into the office or hiring you, they get to gain from the insights. But Africa is huge. Why? So two things. The name is loaded, and then Africa is big. Some would have said, why don't you start with HCM Ghana or Senegal? So you've gone for the big one from the
I've gone for the big one because I think that we have to be bold.
Okay.
You know, it's very easy. Of course, I'm still looking close to home and in Ghana, and you know, we will definitely have a focus there. But I think the continent has a lot to offer, and I think when we come together, we're very powerful.
That's amazing. All right, so let me say to the viewers that I've seen the magazine, I've browsed through some of the pages. I was taken to page 90 because millennials always attract me. I'm a millennial myself. I liked what I saw there. I was also quite impressed with the caliber of the contributors. I mean, some very senior people with continental experience. And I also think it's quite easy to read. It's not, you don't need to be an HR aficionado.
Okay.
You know, you can be somebody like me who's more interested in a bit of, I'm not a deep person, but I'm sort of a breadth guy.
Sure.
So it's makes HR interesting because HR has been a bit boring. It sounds too specialized. All right, so this is the digital launch of a first of its kind, I want to say, in Africa, the Human Capital Magazine Africa, and this is brought to you by CarvinClay. I'm speaking to Irena. We'll take a short message. When we come back, we're going to delve deeper into what you would see in the magazine. But if you're watching any of the social media platforms, feel free to like and share.
Hello, I'm Dr. Van Dijk Lumute, an L&D consultant. I am personally looking forward to the Human Capital Magazine Africa by CarvinClay. I strongly believe that this magazine is going to transform the face of HR practice here in Africa. I want to encourage you to grab your copy today because it's going to be life transforming, it's going to be career transforming. There are insightful contributions from market leaders, from top-notch professionals across the continent right here in this magazine. This is the very first time HR has been brought to the fore by people here in Africa, contributions from all over Africa. Don't miss out on this. Grab your copy today and you will never regret you did so. Thank you.
Welcome back. This is the launch of a first of its kind, I call it HCMA for short, Human Capital Magazine Africa, a flagship product of this, I call them an avant-garde HR consulting company, CarvinClay. I love it. You mold clay, you carve wood, but we're carving clay. We're doing different things in a better way. My name is Bernard Avle, and I'm speaking to Irena, who's the founder and CEO. Irene, thank you so much for staying with us. So yes, I like the name CarvinClay, but you are not carving clay. What actually do you do?
Yeah.
What are the services you offer?
Yes. So we provide, first and foremost, we're an HR advisory consultancy firm. What does that mean? It means that if you are a business owner, if you have a particular challenge, maybe you want to reset your human resources strategy, maybe you want to make some changes in your organization, you will call me and my team and we will gladly assist. We also assist with leadership and executive recruitment across the continent. So if you're looking for talent, we talk a lot about finding talent is difficult. We are able to find with our networks, we know the right people that we can bring into the organisation. We also deal with leadership development. It is about growing, developing, moulding and shaping, and we provide leadership development as well. I also offer the opportunity to come and facilitate sessions with leadership teams as well as speak as well. So we have
and this is for countries across the continent?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Across sectors?
Yes, it is.
Your rates, how good are your rates?
Oh, our rates, we will work with organisations. And
of
we
all
will,
sizes?
Of all sizes.
So from multinationals to medium level?
Yes, yes.
Various sectors?
Yes, various sectors. It's really important because of the breadth of our experience. We've worked in oil and gas, we've worked in telecoms, we've worked in manufacturing, we've worked in retail, we've worked across a number of sectors.
But this is important because the sense in which when people start companies, they feel, let me do my recruitment, let me form the team, and then maybe when I'm moving to the next level, let me bring in somebody like you to help me.
Sure.
But I think it's key you point out that you can start. So maybe we're putting the teams together to do a new project.
Absolutely.
You can start with us to help us.
Absolutely, absolutely. We can. And we're doing it as we speak. We're helping a number of organisations reset their strategy. We're sitting down, having difficult conversations. I think our role is, like I said before, we've seen it and done it. And I think the benefit of having a consulting firm like ours is that we can deal with the difficult conversations. We can help you think through some of the tough things that maybe your in-house team doesn't want to do or is conflicted in some way. We bring that perspective that's fresh and that's balanced.
Fantastic. I noticed some very big names as contributors. I mean, Fred Swanica, I have interviewed and seen.
Yes.
I knew him, but there were some other blue chip names in
yes.
there. Tell me about who these people are, how you got them, and what their contribution was to this magazine.
So I'll start with Matimba Mungela. He is the Chief HR Officer for Vodacom Group, part of Vodafone.
Okay.
Yes, and absolutely a big name. And we used to work together. If I remember, I was saying I used to work at South Africa in Vodafone. An excellent contributor, very, very seasoned professional at the top of his game. And his article is extremely insightful, very enjoyable.
That's Timba.
Yes, Matimba.
Vodafone Group.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Who else is there?
Yes. We also have Funke Amobi, and she is the head of HR for Stanbic IBTC in Nigeria. Thought leader in Nigeria, well-known award winner, and she's got some great insights about COVID and what that means for HR going forward.
Interesting. And then there's, of course, Fred Swanica.
Yes, yes, and that was really, really very interesting, as you can imagine, and just talking about leadership. So that was really very insightful discussion there.
So there's a telco person, there's a banking person, and then there's an educational human capital person.
That's right.
Who else is contributing
Yes,
to this?
a lady called Josephine, and she is the CEO of the agricultural organisation in Uganda. She's also a certified perspective around why do we need HR and what's important and what contribution can human resources make to an organisation as well.
So there's Matimba, there's Funke, there's Fred, and there's Josephine.
Correct,
Who else do we see there?
Correct. You also have names that we haven't heard of.
Okay.
I want to term them as an opportunity for some rising stars. So we've got some HR professionals in Ghana that we don't often hear about that are doing amazing things as well. We have a chap called Theolophysis, and we also have Nana Ajwa as well.
I noticed you've South Africa, East Africa, West Africa. It's deliberate so that it makes it very continental.
Absolutely.
Is this just because this is your magnum opus, this is the first one, so you're doing it big the first time, or are we to expect this level of quality in the subsequent edition?
Absolutely, we've got to keep the quality going because that's what makes it interesting, that's what makes it insightful, and I've definitely got more to showcase and more to give. I've got a number of people that are willing and wanting to contribute as well, so it's absolutely an Pan-African magazine, and that's what you will see.
I was listening to one of my mentors who says there are two types of mentoring. There's normal mentoring and there's mentoring by readership. And his point was that good people are busy So one of the easy ways of getting mentored by them
Sure.
is to buy into their mind by reading their thoughts. Now, I know a lot of younger people would want to read this magazine. Talk to me about mentoring. You have a mentoring program. How does this magazine fit into the idea of mentoring people for the next level?
Sure. So I have a mentoring program for HR professionals. Over the years, I've mentored over 50, I would say, early career HR professionals. And I also mentor as well. So there's a combination of both. I think with the structured mentoring program, it's a 12-month program. You come on the program, you're paired with a mentor. We give you coaching sessions, we give you insights and one-on-ones, as well as resource sessions. So you really get the full experience. And we've collaborated actually with the China Europe International Business School as well to do that. Beyond that, I do a lot of thought leadership articles. So I encourage my mentees to look at the articles I write on LinkedIn, Business Financial Times, and other platforms as well. I think what's important, the reason why I'm so personally passionate, Bernard, about mentoring is I've been mentored myself. I wouldn't be here today if I didn't have a strong mentor, or if I didn't have people along the way that really held my hand and mentored me. I can't underestimate the power and the impact that good mentorship makes. So I really want the team to showcase that through the magazine.
So we're going to meet these big people. We're going to have a mentoring dimension. What else would readers expect to see in HCMA?
Okay, so there is an article, there are two interesting articles I think. One is on freelancing.
Freelancing.
Our world is changing,
Yes.
right? We have a wide population. When we talk about unemployment, you know, we have to look at other opportunities for employment going forward. If nothing else, COVID has taught us a lot in that space. So there's an article on there, and I think it's an interesting read. I think also what you get in the magazine is interesting, what I term as infographics. So not just reading, but, you know, data and statistics and information that make you think, oh, that's quite interesting. What does this mean? How can I apply that? And I think the other area I would say is around, we've got an article on education. So around your children's education, in the sense of how do your children potentially learn? So we try to make the magazine as diverse and interesting as possible. And there's something for everybody.
There's an article I saw on Fellow,
Yes.
which I thought was interesting because
Yes.
in the organization that I manage, we had to deal with some very serious, serious decisions from March on COVID. How do you space out the people? How do you keep the bottom line going without also dispensing of people in a very crude way?
That's
And I thought the article was very useful.
Yes.
As well.
Yes.
I think it was.
Yes.
I don't know who wrote it, but I
Yes.
think
It was a senior partner, David Esiedu.
David is a lawyer.
Yes.
Yes, I remember that.
Yes.
But is all this for free?
This isn't for free, but it's rich content. It is $6 for an edition, and if you sign up for an annual subscription, it's $12, and it's all digital and it's all online.
Let's go through that again. It's $6,
Correct.
and this comes in twice a year.
Yes.
So $6 per 6 months.
Yes.
If you want.
Yes.
So for a whole year, it's $12.
Yes.
So you can look at it as $1 a month.
There you go.
$1 a
There you
month.
go. There you go.
How large is the magazine?
I mean, the magazine is extensive. Bernard, you've read it. You've seen some of it.
I couldn't finish.
It's
I think
extensive.
it's about 95
Yes,
pages.
yes, yes,
That's-
yes. Of rich content, not pictures, but actual content as
There was
well.
also something I like, career guidance.
Yes,
With CarvinClay.
yes,
I like the
yes,
career guidance.
yes.
A lot of people are in transition, and the people are also looking for a new experience. So I thought that would be useful.
Yeah.
So, viewers, this is the digital launch of HCMA, Human Capital Magazine Africa, flagship product of CarvinClay, and we're having a chat with the founder and CEO, Irena. Now that we've whet your appetite for the magazine, I'm going to show you the official reveal. So hold your breath. It's going to be exciting. Welcome back to this very exciting conversation. We're launching the first of its kind HCMA, Human Capital Magazine Africa. It's a flagship product of this company. I like to call them the wood carving company, but they're an HR company that's an amazing job with training the next generation. And we're here with not just the founder and CEO. Now I want to talk to some of the people who work behind the scenes. So I have Papa, I have Antonia, and I have Richard. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So you're the product manager?
Yes, please.
Wow. Tell me about how it was working on this great product.
I must say, it was a bit challenging at times, as there was a lot to bring together, to make sure the product is good, that we have something that is valuable across Africa. At the same time, I have to say as well that it was actually a very enjoyable project to work on. There was a lot of interesting people I spoke to. Some of the contributors are amazing. They gave some really excellent content, so that part alone was so easy. Other areas, making sure, as I said, making sure everything's put together properly, that we have a product that...
You're like a baker, right? You're putting different sectors and different people, South Africa, Nigeria, Uganda, telcos, banking, and you're sort of creating this seamless... It must have been exacting mentally.
I think anything worthwhile is somewhat hard, It will take its toll, but as I say, it helps you grow. That's one thing we try to do at CarvinClay. We want the magazine to put that across as well. That these challenging things will make you grow as a person, grow as a professional. And then at the end of the day, you become...
I asked Irene this, and I'm asking you as well. A lot of times, the first is always the best, and standards start plummeting. Can you convince us and assure us that this is going to be the lowest, that the next one is going to be better?
Oh, you start as mean to go on, isn't it?
Yes.
So we don't believe in dropping standards, We believe that you always have to be better tomorrow than you were today.
I like that.
And it's the same with the magazine.
Antonia,
Yeah.
I told Irene, page 90 was the first place I went to because I usually go through I don't read the whole thing. I go through the content. And I like the article, Millennials.
Yes.
I'm a millennial myself. You wrote that article.
I did.
Tell me about it.
I just wanted to give an article. I wanted to contribute something to the magazine that spoke to our, workers in the... To contribute something to the magazine that spoke to our generation of workers.
Yeah.
Because I think now in the next 20 to 30 years, statistics show that over half of the working population will be millennial workers. Many organizations, leadership teams, even HR practitioners, they need to understand, the work ethic and the mindset behind these workers in order to kind of have strategies and practices that work for them. Because if they're going to be the majority of the labor force, we need to do things that attract them and keep them in our organizations as well.
How much of a responsibility somebody like myself, my boss is in his mid-50s and I'm in my late 30s. I didn't know how different we were, and I didn't know how close my responsibility as a leader in shaping the next 20 years is. And I think that came out quite clearly in your article as well. Do you think millennials realize that this is actually their time?
I think they do, because especially now amidst COVID, I think COVID has really forced organizations and things to really mold and change the way that they've been working. So for example, remote working, that's something that a lot of millennials used to leave organizations for because they think that, worked well in their current environment. So I think now amidst COVID, I think they do realize that this is something that is more relevant, and the future of work is shifting and kind of moving in a direction which they would appreciate.
So should we expect to see more articles from you in subsequent editions?
Yeah, I think the topic of millennials is something that is a vast topic, and I think it's a vast topic, and I think as we go along and as we progress, especially out of COVID and into the future of work, I think it will be important to really capture what millennials need in the workforce, the support that organizations can offer them. So I do think that there's more that can be shared.
There's more from where it comes. Okay, so Papa is the project manager. Antonia is a contributor. You both work with CarvinClay.
Yes.
Now, Richard, you are in marketing.
Yeah.
You have a big challenge because here's a new product. The continent, I like to say, a lot of people are not used to paying for things. I've had a lot of free things, okay? So now you have a very good product and you're going to make it available at a fee. How are you planning to deal with that for people to understand that this is something they need to invest in, $1 a month if you want?
Okay, so Bernard, the product is actually something that we are going to sell across Africa.
Yes.
But we'll have our starting points.
Okay.
We are looking at countries that our distributors come.
Your readers. Your contributors come from. Okay.
Yeah, and that's South Africa, Kenya, Uganda, Nigeria, and then Ghana. And these are the places that we are going to focus on. So we are going to use social media to get to them. We are also going to use some targeted ads to get to those countries and use that to push the right contents to them. Right.
So essentially, the countries you mentioned are the pillars, and then you spread out in that way. Because the content is relevant. So even if I'm in Central African Republic, even though there's no contributor from there, I should be able to benefit from this content.
Exactly.
Interesting. Wow. Guys, awesome work. Looking forward to reading the next edition and looking forward to seeing you guys around as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Great. So you've been listening to some of the team members. So this is not just like one man thousand. Irene has a strong team and contributor, project manager, sales and stuff like this. We're still here at the official launch of the HCMA. When we come back, we'll bring back Irene to give us some key end notes and what else we should expect, not just from the magazine, but from CarvinClay. And also, how do you get access? Stay with us.
Human resource fraternity in Ghana and Africa for that matter should be proud today that one of their own, Mrs. Irena Clay, has come up with the Human Capital magazine Africa. As editor of the magazine, I want to make this promise that we would strive to come out with something new every quarter. It is not going to be a collector's item, but must be read by all. On behalf of everybody who's helped to bring this magazine out, I say a big thank you.
Welcome back to this riveting conversation with the people behind CarvinClay, the avant-garde magazine that they produce. Is called HCMA, Human Capital Magazine for Africa. My name is Bernard Avle, and I've been joined back by Irene. Sorry, Irene, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
I think that was a decent team you had there.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
Very vibrant.
Yes, absolutely.
How important is it for an HR company to show that you have the right people?
I think it's extremely important because it's about trust. So one of our values in CarvinClay is about trust and integrity. And I think that if you believe people that are behind it, you believe that you'll get a good service. So that's really important.
And I think it's deep calls onto deep, right? So you're the kind of person you attract.
Absolutely.
So I look, they're quite thorough, very detail oriented. It's very important,
Yes,
isn't it?
yes, yes.
This is $6 per magazine.
Yes.
It's twice a year.
Yes.
So can you walk us through how you pay? Is this an online payment thing? Or
Sure. I think it's important to say, Bernard, as you know, it's a digital magazine.
Digital magazine.
And it's really important because in our times, we believe that we're a progressive company and this is a digital product. So what we will do, or what you'll do if you want to purchase, is go onto our website. We have a dedicated portal where you can sign up, register, pay your $6 or your $12, and you will have access to the magazine. And it will be a digital, so you'll flip through the magazine and it will look and feel exactly like a magazine. It isn't a PDF or anything of that nature.
In a sense, this is the best time to launch this, right?
Absolutely.
Because COVID has shown us that
Yes.
things can happen without physical interaction.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. But how? It's a new idea because I've dealt with companies like yours, and it's rare to have over 90-page magazine launch as part of your offering.
Definitely.
How sure are you that people value this?
I think, well, good question. I've looked around, I've seen other magazines. I'm not sure that they are necessarily detailed enough and provide that riveting conversation and access to individuals on a normal day you wouldn't get access to. I think it is an absolute stretch for us as an organisation that is new in town, but I think it also shows you our capacity and our ability to deliver. Where others may feel that this is difficult and they would steer clear, we actually jump in and say that we want to be a thought leader in this space. And the article is full of thought leadership, articles, discussions, and I think it's a great place to start.
where can people get or order a copy to buy? What you are?
Okay, so it's www.carvinclay.com/HCMA.
Okay, now this will be on the screen for those of you wondering. So if you didn't get that, it's on the screen at the bottom. www. Can you repeat this?
CarvinClay.
Carvin without a G.
Yes.
CarvinClay.
Correct. .com. Stroke HCMA.
Forward or backward stroke?
Backstroke.
Very important. It's
yes.
on the screen. And if you're watching and you like what you're seeing, share. Whether it's on IG, Facebook, or YouTube, please share. Now let's come back to who this is for.
Yes.
The various publics,
yes.
right?
Yes.
So, who are 4 or 5 typical people that this magazine would enrich?
Okay, so Bernard, it's definitely for you, right? You're an avid reader, you know, broad breadth of knowledge and experience. I believe that the magazine will certainly attract you and your caliber. But beyond that, it is about our business leadership, right? It's a magazine where business leaders can read and look and devise strategies on their organizations. It's for the up-and-coming HR practitioner. It's for the seasoned HR practitioner. It is for individuals, business students, etc. It's for a number of individuals, business owners. I've spoken to a lot of business owners that would like a lot of help around their people management or their career development. If you're interested in progressing your career, it is for those people as well.
Amazing. So before we go, this has been a long journey from all the companies you work, putting the team together, starting CarvinClay, and now releasing your firstborn, which is this baby. I want you to give some shout outs.
Yes, I've got to do that. I've got to start with my team. It's the first place I would start. They've done an amazing job. I look back and I reflect and I think, you know, born is the concept of an idea. And here we are today launching a product that we can actually be proud of. So I want to thank Papa, I want to thank Antonia, I want to thank Richard. I thank a number of people within the team, Desmond, who have helped. I think really along the way, I want to thank Yao. He also was very pivotal in helping me, and also the contributors. I've worked with them in previous lives. They didn't hesitate to offer their support, and I'm really grateful for that as well. The editorial team, the team that are recording today, I'm really grateful for everybody's support.
So when will the next edition be out?
In 6 months.
In 6 months.
Yes.
So we're looking March.
Yes. Yes.
Hopefully COVID will have.
Well, exactly, and we'll have a new topic to talk about. Yeah.
All right. So we're bringing this session to an end. A couple of things to announce for you that it's $6, but that's for 1 copy. This is digital, and you can go online. The URL is on the screen. We'll actually walk you through how you can get the magazine. But we also have some winners who will put the names on the screen for those of you who have tried to enter. In fact, as this is airing, we want those of you who are watching to quickly join and try and make a purchase. The first 3 or 4 who get in there will get a good offer. My name is Irene. Thank you for having me as part of this project. It's a beautiful idea.
Thank you.
Looking forward to many more conversations and also changing the African continent.
Absolutely. 1
reader at a time.
Thank you very much, Bernard. Appreciate your time. Appreciate your time.
This has been a CarvinClay production of the Human Capital Magazine Africa. My name is Bernard Avele. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you. For as long as I can remember, I've been passionate about people's growth and development, and I see that impact in good organisations that have great people and great potential leaders. I have been an HR practitioner for the last 20 years, so I've been very fortunate enough to have worked with a lot of people and a lot of organisations. I founded CarvinClay because of this passion. I really want to see human resource solutions that are really tailor-made for our environment and that we can get the best out of people. And I urge you all to come to CarvinClay because we provide you with opportunities to do things differently. We're very much up to date with our environment here, and we'll provide you with the best human resources solutions for your businesses needs and requirements. I'm Irena. I am the CEO and founder of CarvinClay People Development, and I would like you to start your transformation journey with us today. Give us a call. You can follow me on my social media handles under Irena for LinkedIn, for Twitter, for Facebook, for Instagram, and you can follow CarvinClay at LinkedIn.